Plenty of successful chain restaurants have been launched on the west coast of the United States. Unfortunately for those of us who live elsewhere, some of them haven't ventured very far beyond that region. These are the West Coast fast food chains that we wish would expand everywhere. Portland-based Little Big Burger specializes in quarter-pound squat patties that resemble miniature hockey pucks. With a focus on sourcing local ingredients, quality is high, and that's reflected in the juicy, expertly charred burgers made with Cascade natural beef. According to Portland Monthly, they deliver some beefy perfume and lip-smacking crunch. Expect some unusual touches worthy of Portlandia, starting with the cheese selection, as Little Big Burger offers the likes of pimento and goat cheese and none of the processed stuff. The bun is fluffy brioche that's of course made local. The veggies are organic, and the ketchup is spelled ketsup, and it comes from Portland's very own Camden's. As for the fries, the standard setting is shoestring slivers tossed in truffle oil, and we're certainly not complaining, especially when they're dipped in the creamy fry sauce. Outside of Oregon, there are 2 locations in North Carolina and 1 in Washington, but this is a Little Burger chain that definitely needs to think bigger.
You're just gonna consistently get a great meal. You're gonna get a great sandwich, the fries are great. I've never been disappointed with this place.
Bay Area sensation Super Duper Burgers is basically the West Coast's answer to Shake Shack. And dare we say, it actually surpasses it. The burgers are described by Business Insider as an amalgamation of rich, fresh flavors. They fall under the fast casual banner, so prepare for a bit of sticker shock when you have to pay. As founder Adriano Paganini explained to QSR magazine in 2016, if a burger costs $3 or less, you're not getting enough food or enough quality, but it doesn't need to cost $15 either. We're charging the right price for the right quality. In other words, don't expect to order from a dollar menu here. What you'll find instead are ingredients that are, according to the chain's website, organic, locally sourced, humanely raised, never frozen, always made fresh from scratch every day. In our estimation, that is indeed super duper. The burgers are prepared with meat from family-owned Brant beef. There's also a veggie patty option served with hummus, cucumber, and super sauce. And the ice cream in the milkshakes comes courtesy of certified organic Strauss Family Creamery. There's also Peregrine Ranch wine, which is sustainable and biodynamic. If you'd like a higher-end fast food option in your area, then Super Duper Burgers would be a welcome addition. If you're skeptical about the prospect of bringing West Coast fried chicken to the South, then you almost certainly haven't tried Seattle's legendary Ezell's famous chicken. Too often, restaurants that tack on boastful superlatives to their names don't actually live up to the grandiose billing. But that's not the case with Ezell's, which has the coveted distinction of serving Oprah Winfrey's favorite fried chicken. It doesn't get much more famous than that. There are plenty more devotees besides Gail's best friend who flock to Ezell's 14 locations across Washington and 1 in Oregon. But there are 2 big predicaments when you're at Ezell's. The first is whether to go tender or bone-in. Thankfully, there's no wrong answer. The next conundrum is seasoning, original or spicy. You can't go wrong with the original recipe, but if you want heat, kick it up a notch. You can even take the why not both approach and go half and half. Classic homemade sides like mashed potatoes, slow-baked barbecue beans, mac and cheese, and coleslaw are all first-rate, but it's the fresh-baked dinner rolls that absolutely require your attention. The Seattle Spectator goes so far as to anoint them the best thing on the menu. And if that's not enough carbs for you, then you'd better cap off your meal with a slice of the sublime home-baked sweet potato pie. Pizza Port, which has 5 locations spread across San Diego and Orange County, is like that renegade cop in the movies. He's the one who doesn't play by the rules. Pizza Port doesn't play by the rules either. It's a brew pub, but also a family-friendly restaurant. It serves pizza topped with everything from meatballs, bacon, and barbecue sauce to shrimp, pepperoncinis, and buffalo ranch. The thick-crusted kitchen sink pies would assuredly cause Neapolitans to riot, but your kid's soccer team will be ecstatic.
And the crowd goes wild.
In addition to the great pizza, the beer is unequivocally phenomenal, racking up a slew of industry awards and accolades. Hoppy West Coast IPAs are the house specialty, but Pizza Port also excels at brewing the darker stuff, as well as easy sippers like the California Honey Ale and Chronic Amber Ale, the chain's most popular brew. Pizza Port also offers a brisk takeout and delivery business, so it definitely fits the bill for fast food. If you're ordering to go, make sure to grab a 6-pack or growler fill to wash down your pizza, wings, and maybe even a salad. With all due respect to Subway, if any sandwich shop deserves to use the slogan "Eat Fresh," it should be California-based Mendocino Farms. Inventive, chefy sandwiches and soulful salads made with farm-fresh ingredients are the main draw at Mendocino Farms, which offers permanent menu fixtures and seasonal specials prepared with a pan-global approach. Sandwiches are divided between foodie favorites and more familiar, craveable classics. For the former, we can't get enough of the Peruvian steak, which is doused in spicy ají amarillo, topped with Oaxacan cheese, herb aioli, red onions, tomatoes, and shredded romaine, with an available avocado upgrade. It's served on a toasted potato roll and requires plenty of napkins, so try not to wear white. As for the more familiar fare, a sandwich study of heat takes the humble turkey sandwich and turns up the temperature by adding chili aioli and a jalapeno salsa verde. There's also smashed avocado gouda, so this isn't exactly a sandwich that ever showed up in your school lunchbox. There are also vegetarian and vegan options if that's your thing, along with a slew of sides like spicy curried couscous and marinated red beets and quinoa salad, which you can sample before you commit. Mendocino Farms is currently only operating in California and Texas. That's 48 states short of where it should be. Celebrity chef Richard Blais successfully channeled fine dining flair into the fast casual Crack Shack. Chicken of the high-quality Jadori variety is the name of the game at this chain, and it comes in just about every iteration you can think of. Fried, grilled, ground, atop salads, by the piece, sandwiched, intermingling with fries that are cooked in chicken fat. And just like the Top Chef winner's hair, they're bound to grab your attention. There are plenty of chicken dinner winners on the menu, but we recommend the Firebird. According to the Infatuations description, it comes with a just spicy enough fried thigh, crispy onions, pickles, and ranch sauce. Save room for sides, including the messy yet magnificent Mexican poutine, which consists of schmaltz fries, pollo asado, and jalapeno cheese whiz. There's also the freshly baked bite-sized biscuits that are served with sweet and savory miso butter. And if you want to bring the little ones, go right ahead. There's a kids' meal that includes nuggets, grilled chicken or grilled cheese, a choice of carrots or a small order of fries, a juice box, and a house-baked cookie. Speaking of cookies, the mighty Cookie Monster milkshake is suitable for all ages.
Cookie!
San Jose boasts the second largest Vietnamese population in the United States, so it makes sense that it would produce a booming banh mi empire. Lee's sandwiches might not necessarily be the best banh mi slinger in town, but it is the most prolific, and without a doubt, it's superior to the vast majority of its fast food sandwich competition. We'll take Cali Lee's over Jersey Mike's any day of the week. Skip the Euro portion of the menu and stick with one of the 18 Asian sandwich options, which are all served on a fluffy 10-inch baguette with house-pickled daikon and carrots, cilantro, and house-made mayo. There's a reason Lee's combination is at the top of the list. It consists of a standard banh mi, cold-cut combo of ham, head cheese, and pâté. The full package offers a contrast of textures and flavors that wow with every bite. The grilled meats also deliver, particularly the chicken and pork meatball, which is prepared in the traditional Vietnamese style. For early risers, there are egg-centric breakfast sandwiches on the menu as well. If you still have room in your belly, the crispy pork and shrimp egg rolls are a worthy addition. Spread across California with additional franchises in Arizona, Texas, and Oklahoma, Lee's Sandwiches is currently over 60 locations strong. Let's hope that growth continues. The food truck frenzy may be on the decline in Los Angeles, but the love for Leo's Tacos, which operates 7 vehicles across the county, remains strong. The menu highlights all the usual taco suspects, plus some more interesting cuts of meat like stomach, tripe, and head. But the lines remain long primarily for one extremely delicious reason: al pastor. The brilliantly spiced, juicy spit-grilled pork bridges the best of Middle Eastern and Mexican cooking, and few do it better than Leo's. Paper-thin slices of pork are gracefully shaved from the massive cone of meat and then topped with a sliver of pineapple that resides all the way at the tippy top of the towering structure, so that its sweet and sour juice can flow down upon the pastor. Order it simply as a taco, or if you're with friends, opt for the Alambres Hawaiian, a piggish mound of al pastor topped with plenty of cheese and pineapple. Tortillas are served on the side to yank all that deliciousness up. And before you dig in, make a detour towards the salsa bar to load up on sauces, cilantro, onions, and pickles. Few stars shine brighter in Hollywood than Pink's. The landmark may not be recognized on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, but its intersection at Melrose Avenue and La Brea Boulevard has been formally named Pink's Square, which is quite the achievement for a no-frills hot dog shack. Launched in 1939, Pink's is still as popular as ever, drawing crowds of tourists and locals. In addition to the history, there's also the food. If you want a hot dog kept simple, topped with sauerkraut and mustard and possibly onions, there's the New York dog. If a pickle, relish, tomato, and poppy seed bun is more your style, then Chicago it is. In Los Angeles, the chili dog reigns supreme, but when you narrow your focus to Hollywood and need that old razzle-dazzle, Pink's offers plenty of showstoppers. Toppings include everything from guacamole and nacho cheese to grilled mushrooms and pastrami. Span the expansive menu, and you'll come across a who's who of bold-faced names attached to fanciful creations. Getting your own Pink's hot dog is an honor, falling somewhere between a People's Choice Award and an Oscar. Our choice for top dog is the Huell Hauser. Named after the late local television legend, it features a pair of hot dogs in a single bun with a topping of chili, cheese, onions, and mustard. Pink's is currently operating 15 locations in 9 states, but quite frankly, that's not nearly enough. In our humble opinion, In-N-Out serves the absolute best fast food hamburger. It also boasts sweet headwear and an earworm of a jingle. Despite ferocious demand for those shockingly reasonably priced double-doubles, expansion is moving at a glacial pace. That's because the powers that be are sticklers for quality. While that ensures your burger will be made exclusively with fresh ground beef and vibrant veggies, it's bad news for anyone who doesn't live within 300 miles of the company's processing facilities, which are currently relegated to California, Arizona, Utah, Colorado, and Texas. If you're out of range, though, don't despair. Just think of all the drawbacks to living the In-N-Out life. For one, there are the frequent waits that have extended to an astonishing 14 hours. And its polarizing fries have their detractors. But other than that, In-N-Out is basically the perfect burger chain. So pray hard that it eventually finds its way to your town. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more mashed videos about your favorite fast food are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.